AEW talent have reacted to Thunder Rosa's sandbagging accusations. Plus, more top AEW stars are missing out on Forbidden Door. And we have an update on an injured SmackDown star. All in the wrestling news right now. So over the past few days, there's been accusations towards Thunder Rosa of sandbagging Marina Shafir on Dynamite. You've seen the videos.
Oh, yes. There's one instance where she goes for a well, Shafir is trying to go for a suplex. She's standing suplex and she can't get it done. And she just sort of goes, and just heaves her over. Thunder Rosa, I know it looks really bad, but when she lands, she sells it. So it's a bit like, is it? It looks like one thing, but then when she lands, she sells it. Looks like something else. I don't know.
And there's another bit where Marina Shafir seems to be going for like a beel out of the corner, and they spend a while in the corner just sort of chatting through the bit, and then instead of going over like rolling forward, sort of Thunder Rosa does
sideways, isn't it?
It's kind of the best way to describe it is Sonic the Hedgehog losing his rings, kind of like on the Batuma landing backwards. It's miscommunication or something a little bit more. Well, Twitter user Eric Sarasoa tweeted out, "It's been a long time since I've seen a match where somebody so obviously tried to make themselves look better than their opponent by sandbagging and no selling. But I just saw a perfect example of it on Dynamite." Now, we're sharing this tweet for two reasons. One, because Eric Sarasoa makes amazing desserts at his restaurant. Look at the state of them. Filth. Utter filth. And also, more importantly...
What?
I like that he works for a dessert parlour.
Does he?
They look really
that's
nice.
Just a green screen there. I can't see what's there.
That's a lovely pudding there, that is. But the reason that we're sharing that tweet in particular isn't just for silly reasons, but it's because that tweet was liked by both Marina Shafir, who was in the match, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Who's had a few matches against Thunder Rosa.
Yes. So there was, I mean, that seems like quite a specific thing to go, oh, I like that tweet for that reason. Unfortunately, there is a pass-ag nature that comes with liking a tweet. I know there's a culture of people that go, just liking a tweet, what does it matter? Well, actually, it matters quite a bit because it's kind of a way of sort of saying something without saying something.
I agree with this statement. Bosh.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's an interesting
Or it could be nothing. Who knows? Dr. Britt Baker DMD might have had a glass of sherry last night and gone, oh, I've just fallen asleep here in my chair. Whoops, I've liked it by mistake. What was that football? Was it Jolene Lescott, the footballer, a few years ago, who after Aston Villa lost a game, he tweeted a picture of this massive, luxurious car, and he had to apologise later because he had his phone in his pocket, and apparently the phone just being in the pocket, that's what made the tweet go out of the nice car after Aston Villa lost a game and their fans were unhappy. So it could have been a situation like that.
Yeah, that's it. Britt Baker had her phone in her pocket as she was checking somebody's cavity. And, I've accidentally liked a tweet where we talk about sandbagging on Thunder Rosa. Elise has been brought up in the conversation a few times now. So if you remember from a while back, this whole thing with Marina Shafir echoes what went on with Thunder Rosa and Marina Shafir and Elise, whereby there was a lot of miscommunication and it got quite nasty.
Yeah.
And Elise has put out a tweet saying, "I truly wholeheartedly appreciate all the recent Elise was right statements. It hits the souls in ways you could never imagine." Thunder Rosa responded to all of this scuttlebutt that's been accumulating over the last day or so with a tweet saying, "Good morning and blessings to all, even for those who do not have the best wishes for yours truly."
It's weird.
We like Thunder Rosa. Well, you interviewed her for Straight to Hell.
Yeah.
She's been on Desert Island Graps with me. She gave Alex wonderful skincare routine guidance and stuff, so that was quite cute. But away from all of that, this is something that's come up a couple of times now.
Yeah. I mean, once you're thinking, it's just especially with someone with the track record of Elise. I know she's drama sort of followed her wherever she's gone in her professional wrestling career. So obviously coming out of that one, you're thinking, this is just one of those things when it comes to Elise. But now it's happened a second time, and people like Dr. Britt Baker are getting involved. Maybe there is something to look at here, and maybe I just don't know. I'll just not say anything and just let them crack on.
I do genuinely. We've got saddle sore from sitting on this fence.
I mean, it's a hard one to have an opinion on where we don't know if it's right or wrong, do we? We're just going off a tweet, basically.
Yeah.
And some footage that we don't know about because, Tom, we're not wrestlers. I know we're experts, but we're not wrestlers.
I've had a match.
Experts.
But yeah, the best case scenario would be, look, it's just a bit of miscommunication that just got out of hand in a match that was kind of rushed on Dynamite, coming off the back of Thunder Rosa, who's had some issues with the way that women's wrestling has been portrayed on AEW. A lot of things coming together there. That's probably the best case scenario here, is that it's just a bit of a miscommunication, a bit of a malfunction at the junction. Hopefully we'll all move on from it.
And that's the thing as well, because in our interviews, the thing that came across is how much she just cares about women's professional wrestling.
Really
she always
does.
just wants the best for it. You could say, I know that a lot of people back in the day on these documentaries would say Bret Hart took wrestling too seriously. In the best way possible, I would put Thunder Rosa in that same bracket, the way she comes across and speaks about it. So hopefully it's not a case of like her just trying to make herself look better at the expense of others. Hopefully, as you say, that was just a miscommunication.
Because it's a weird thing to think of, like, oh, I want to look better in front of the but when you do stuff like that, like, you both look crap.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wins that. They really don't. Let's talk more about AEW stars, particularly those who are missing out on some Forbidden Door action in a week or so.
Yes, myself and Jack the Jobber were here yesterday, over there in a different room yesterday, speaking about Andrade, who was tweeting out, "No, I can't even do it, thanks CMLL and AAA. What you like, you set of bastards." And it appears that's true.
It is indeed. And they're not the only ones. He's not the only one that's going to be missing out on Forbidden Door, as Lucha Brothers, who are under contract to AAA, are in the same boat. They are now originally, according to, I think it was the Observer, they were booked for Forbidden Door, sort of penciled in for Forbidden Door, and they've since been pulled from Forbidden Door because of this connection between the two. I spoke to Aidan Gibbons, our editor-in-chief at Cultaholic.com this morning, and I said, but why though? And he basically, if you're not aware, there is this history of hatred between AAA and CMLL pretty much since time began. If CMLL talent works for AAA, they're blacklisted from working with them, vice versa for AAA and CMLL. Now, CMLL have a working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which means that New Japan, or they've told New Japan that AAA talent can't be a part of Forbidden Door because you're our friend, not theirs.
Yeah.
So that's why you've got this weird sort of crossover of talent which works for AAA and AEW that are off plans for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one because after Andrade put his initial tweet out saying, I just can't work with these promotions thanks to all involved, Conan replied to him saying, I can't remember what he tweeted exactly.
Arcane decisions.
Yeah, something like that. You haven't got your story quite right there, Andrade, but it appears he actually has.
That seems very much to be the case. That anybody that's working with AAA and AEW won't be part of Forbidden Door.
And it's a great shame, maybe not for Andrade because he hasn't been as prominent as the Lucha Bros have, but for the Lucha Bros not to be involved in that show when they have been one of the standout acts on AEW since the start, basically. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame for them, I guess.
It is, because I know they'd love to be a part of that as well. We've missed Big E being a part of the wrestling world.
Yeah.
And we have an update, a positive update to end on regarding former WWE champion Big E.
It's good news, but not the best news, because the best news would have been Big E sharing on Instagram the pictures that Drew McIntyre has been sending him. Big D, as he said on SmackDown, not last SmackDown, but the SmackDown before, he's been sending Big E pictures. Pictures of what, Drew McIntyre? Pictures of what? But Big E has
Big D.
Here's my sword. But Big E has been on Instagram, on his Instagram story, sharing a little thing where he threw his neck brace straight into the bin, showing clearly that his neck is getting better and all is moving along well.
We had concerns for a bit that he was behind schedule on his recovery, and then other photos emerged of him using, there's a device that you can use that helps bone recovery. He's been spending a lot of time. I think Drew McIntyre was using it when he sent pictures. I meant bones, not penis.
There's a clip for you.
Fingers crossed for a full return to power for Big E, but not too rushed.
There's no schedule here. Just when you're fine, you're fine. Just as long as it takes, we'll be here. We'll be here, Big E. Don't worry.
We love you. Be safe and take as long as you need to. We're excited for when you come back. If it's the end of the year, if it's the end of next year, don't care. Just come back well. Don't rush back, please. We love your bones. We'll have more news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Bone.